everyone. In about 1 minute, we're starting our Invest in Italy session. So if you're interested in hearing this very cool panel, please make your way to the exhibition stage and take a seat, and we will start with the Invest in Italy showcasing unique hospitality projects. Okay. I think I am happy to introduce Jules Ugo to the stage for this Invest in Italy session. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us for what will be a very insightful session, I'm sure. My name is Jules. I'm CEO of LOTUS. We are a representation, PR and communications agency working for the world's most exciting travel brands and destinations. We have offices in New York, London, Singapore, Riyadh and Paris. So we offer a truly global solution for our clients, driving reach, growing awareness and building visitor numbers and visitation. So I hope you will all join me in welcoming our panel today. We've got 4 people joining me on stage. So we have CEO of Arsenale Group, Paolo Barletta, Chiara Caruso, Head of Tourism Funds for CDP Real Asset, Pier, Ezhaya, General Manager, Alpitour for the Tour Operating Division, and Andrea Delfini, Founder and CEO of Blastness. Welcome to the stage, all of you. Thank you for joining me. So we've got quite a large area to cover today with a lot of different stakeholders here. So I'm going to ask Pier to first of all set the scene for us a bit, because Alpitour really covers the whole value chain of the Italian tourism sector. So can you just give us some context about the Italian tourism sector? How are the numbers performing? What are the trends? What are you seeing at the moment?
Yeah, Alpitour is the largest operator in Italy, but I'm also the president of ASTOI, which is the Association of Italian Tour Operators. So maybe I can give you also the perspective of the entire tour operating sector. Let's say in terms of number, in 2024, we are facing now an increase of turnover about 5-6%, which is a very important increase because last year was a successful year for all the tourism in Italy. Regarding the attitude about the outgoing tourism, what I can say is we are tracking 2 kinds of behavior. The first one is people is looking for flexibility, both in itineraries and duration as well. And another point is the strong research for authentic experiences in the places customer visit. So this second point for us is very important because people are not anymore satisfied with seeing places, but they want to get in touch with territory, with local people, with culture, with nature, with tradition. In this sense, I think that tourism can also play a social role, helping to connect people, to understand different realities. And if I can add something as a comment, maybe if we understand better each other, maybe also there will be in the world some less wars.
We're all searching for that authenticity, aren't we? Authentic experiences. And so can you give us an overview of what Alpitour World does? Because you are everything from tour operating hotels right through to airlines.
Yeah, Alpitour is not only a tour operator, it's an integrated group. What a few years ago was called the VITO, Vertical Integrated Tour Operator. It meaning that we try to be present in all the production chain from the top to the floor. That meaning having our airline company. We have this company called NEOS that operates with very modern short and long haul planes. Today the fleet is about 19 planes and new airplanes are coming for the next year. We have an hotel chain that consists of 28 hotels, both Italy and abroad, with about 5,000 keys. We have an incoming operator that operates with a DMC model and operate in 9 countries. And also we have a retail network of 2,500 travel agencies all over Italy. But the driving force behind all this division is the tour operating division. Firstly, because it's the only division that links the other division to work together. And secondly, because contains the most prestigious brand of the Italian tourism, like Alpitour itself, Franco Rosso, Eden Viaggi, and Turisanda. Approximately, the tour operating moves around 1 million passengers per year in 65 countries around the world. We try in every destination we plan to use this vertical integration, meaning using our airline, our hotel chain. If not, we can use an independent hotel, but always marketed under exclusivity. Our DMC, this helps us to control every step of the production chain, so we can have control of the quality. And also there is an economical return because it's so hard to acquire a customer, so when we acquire one, we make sure he goes through all the entire production channel.
Very interesting, thank you. So very much about outbound tourism. If I can come to you, Chiara, you're focused on tourism within Italy and in charge of the National Tourism Fund, looking after the hotel branch. Can you explain to us what that means and what the role of the hotel branch is?
Hi, everybody, and thanks for coming. Thanks, Jules. The National Tourist Fund is managed by CDP Real Assets. It's a branch of, it's a control company of CDP that is the National Promotional Bank for the Italian government. So it's mainly controlled by the Ministry of Finance of Italy. So the group main target is helping Italian companies and economy in general to grow. The National Tourist Fund is the arm of CDP to help the growth of the hospitality sector. Now, the hospitality sector is a sector in Italy that is already big enough, and it's already 18% of the GDP in Italy, while on average, as we were listening today, we were hearing today the preceding panelist, it's on average 12%. So in Italy, tourism is already very important. So it's not important to grow, but it's important to help the quality and the consolidation of the sector. And we do it through the real estate instrument, meaning that we help requalifying assets in order to be used as hotels or in general as a tourist attraction. Existing asset, because in Italy it's very difficult to do greenfield, as is very common here in these countries. While in Italy, normally we have to requalify existing assets and convert them to the hospitality destination. And at the same time, we partner with Italian operators in order to help them to grow and consolidate and to invest in their own company, in their own management company.
And one of the things that's very interesting, I think particularly about the Italian hospitality sector, is this sense of so much of the property being family-owned, historically through generations, personal connections to assets. Like you say, very different to this model where everything is built from scratch. One of the unique things about what you do is offering a buyback option to those owners after a 10-year period. This is really unique. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yes, we started doing this, giving our partner, the operators of the hotel, this option, because what happens is that very often Italian families own their own assets, and they are they are not keen at all to leave them, to sell them. But this means that they have a very heavy balance sheet. They cannot use the money that is sticking to the real estate value in order to grow and to finance the growth of their company. So what we do, and this is quite similar to a financial product in the end, it's buying the asset with a sale-leaseback transaction, giving the owner-operator the possibility to keep the operating the assets that they know very well. So it's kind of a very low-risk transaction. But at the same time, we give them around the 10th time from the beginning of the lease agreement the option to buy back the asset at a prefix price at the time of the transaction. In this way, we gain from the fact that we have an operator that is stable in their asset, that give us a fixed rent plus a variable, whatever. But at the same time, we ask them to reinvest the money from the sale into the growth of their company, because again, we need to help them to consolidate and to grow the quality of the hospitality sector in Italy. And we do it for the purpose of helping the company, the operator, to grow. But at the same time, if they want to buy them back because of their son or daughter, because they are very much linked from whatever family reason to the walls of their asset, they can buy it back.
It's a really fantastic way of protecting the asset for long term for the family, but also providing that injection of cash, which without your investment would be impossible, presumably, for many of those families. Paolo, I want to come to you now. There's two kind of core elements to Arsenale, which we're going to talk about today, hospitality and also train cruising. We're sticking with hospitality for the moment. Can you explain your approach to hospitality development?
Well, as Arsenale, we did exactly like we went on the niche of bringing chains into the Italian market, especially because Italy was probably one of the only country where the penetration of the international chain was like below 10%, with an average in Europe of 25%. And we believe that in every market, it needs to be a right balance. So Italy was a little bit too much on family-owned hotel. And sometimes with a family-owned hotel, the risk is that you have some cases of very like extraordinary hotel, but usually on the average, you are not pushed, the family are not pushed to invest and to keep up in standard. And on top of this, you cannot go with global sales and attract new people coming to the country. So we had like Italy is probably one of the most visited country in the world. However, we have more like touristic approach. So we didn't have like people like, for example, in London, in Paris, that they can also go for a weekend or for an event or for something like this. So it was important for us to bring this chain, and this is how Arsenale started. So we partnered up with some different like the most important brands in the world. Then, of course, we took a very important view on Orient Express. That, I mean, two of our main assets, Rome and Venice, will be Orient Express. And we start to develop in that sense, trying to create that condition to have important international brands to come to invest in Italy. Of course, we started from main cities and key cities because, I mean, those are like important for the balance sheets and for the long-term plan. But now our focus is especially on the new destination. This morning during the session, both His Excellency, the Minister, and Sebastian Bazan from Accor said the importance of infrastructure. Italy had always in the past two main hubs that were like Milan and Rome. Today we have like important airports that are growing all around the country. So we have, for example, Puglia, we have Sicily, we have Venice. Venice is the third hub in Italy, and so we are like driving much more attention, much more traffic in this hub, and this allow us to create destination also not necessarily in main cities. We have amazing region in the south of Italy that today for leisure market, and we know that after COVID leisure market boom, we have very good chance to make new destination. Borgo Ignazio was very famous for the G7, for many famous people get married there. However, we have incredible places in Sicily. We have a new region that needs to be developed like Abruzzo, like Calabria. It's not easy to go there. Probably only Italian companies can really find a way to develop there. But once you do something like that, I'm sure that you can attract the many operators that today wants to penetrate the Italian market, that it seems for the future to be very stable and very interesting.
And giving that variety as well and the diversification of the destination obviously also helps with over-tourism, spreading the crowds, etc. I want to come onto another area that you're innovating in, which you have termed train cruising. So very excitingly, you have a product launching in Italy, I believe, in the coming weeks. Can you give us a sneak preview of that and tell us a little bit more about it?
Well, sure. I mean, this was like a very bold bet that we did as a group. We believe that it was one of the most interesting new trend. I really believe that train cruising, how we love to call it, is the third leg of hospitality. After hotels and cruise ship, I think that the train cruising is something that will be a winner, like a win-win product for everyone. Not easy. The reason why it has not been done before is not probably because there was not a market, but because it's really difficult to create a train. And you know, the difference between a train and a ship is that the ship, once it's ready, you put it in the water, and then, except for sports, but you can go everywhere. With the trains, you need to have slots, you need to have like agreements with the railway companies. And so this is the work that we've been doing since 2018. And after, you need to do the production of the train, where there is like very few competence on this specific sector, because of course it's not like a train like the high-speed train where you can produce thousands of pieces, but they're like custom train. We had done all this. We partnered up with Orient Express. It was like no better brand to create and to launch a new project of the train. Our country brand is La Dolce Vita, and so we merged these two brands, La Dolce Vita, Orient Express. That is, I think, is the best way to immediately explain to people what we are doing. We are doing trains in Italy. Like, it's very easy. Our train will start with 8 routes. We started to sell our product back in May 2024 for the first guest that will come from April. But as you said, the first train is about to be delivered, and so we'll start test in November. And our 8 routes will connect all over the country, from Rome to Venice, Portofino in 2 nights. We're going to Tuscany, we are going to Sicily, we are going to Matera. So we are going also a lot on the off-beaten track. And this is also a way to create new destination, because of course with the train you can create awareness of some of the plays that are like less known, and probably bringing their recurrently train with, in our case, ultra luxury clients, is also help to people to show a piece. And so maybe once they come with a train and they see a very nice city or town with a nice resort, the second time they come back to Italy, they will go to the resort for a longer stay. And so this is how the cruise did it in the past, like private cruises and charter and big cruise ship. And this is what I think it will come in Italy and all around the world with the luxury train cruises.
Fantastic. And if this is the first you've heard of it, I encourage you to look at the website. It's absolutely beautiful. So we've talked a lot about product, but product in isolation is very limited. So we have to distribute it, we have to market it, someone has to sell it. And this is where Blastness comes in. Andrea, can you explain about what Blastness does and why it is so successful?
Thank you. I founded Blastness 20 years ago, and we are one of the oldest company in travel tech industry. And our mission is to help hotels to get the 2 major opportunities offered by digital markets, by online and new markets. And the first one is to maximize direct online sales through official website, their official website. And the second one, to optimize revenue management. Now we serve over 1,100 hotels, mainly in Italy. And we are the first provider for 5-star hotels in our country from over 14 consecutive years. Our system process over than 1.5 billion euro booking annually. And in this year, for the first time in our history, the revenue of our official website of all our clients was the same of Booking.com. The same revenue generated by Booking.com, and this is very incredible result for us and also for our client, as is incredible also for me.
Fantastic. Yes, congratulations. And what about Blastness is unique then? Why have you been able to get to that scale where you are rivaling Booking.com?
We are one-stop shop company because we work for little independent hotels in Italy, and we provide a large range of system and services, including central reservation system, CRS, revenue management system, RMS, hotel website creation and optimization, online digital advertising on search engine and meta search, business intelligence platform, revenue and market intelligence systems, and also revenue consultancy. But we are different because our mission is not only to provide system and services, but our approach, our vision is to increase margin and revenues of our clients. And also to reach this goal, we integrate all systems and all data, also of third parties, in our IMS. Our IMS is our integrated management system through interactive dashboard with important application of AI to manage all actions in simple way, in fast way, with a global view.
Fantastic, and I'm sure driving revenue for your clients is what has made you incredibly successful as well.
Yeah.
Pier, coming on to you, we're in Dubai, so I know an area for you that is an area of expansion is the Middle East and the GCC. Can you tell us what trends you're seeing, what countries in particular you're looking at?
Well, despite some difficulties we are facing after the Hamas effect, let's say that Middle East is an area of great expansion, interest and popularity in Italy. I would say that the Arabian Emirates, both Dubai and Abu Dhabi, are still very solid in terms of number, very interesting flows all over the year. But new areas are growing and are emerging, like, for example, Qatar, Oman as well. And particularly in Oman, this is one of the cases where we use our hotel vertical operation. So we have, for example, 2 flights going to Salalah in Oman, and it's an area very, very, very popular now in Italy. Also, Jordan was very popular before crisis. Let's say that totally we transport to the Middle East 25,000 passengers per year, which is a good number, but numbers are growing. And then we have Saudi. Saudi, of course, is, let's say, the new brick in the wall. And I would say that also for the investment I heard yesterday here and today, also this morning, about what Saudi will do in the next 5 years, is definitely an area very, very interesting. And today is limited to circuits in Alula, Jeddah, and Riyadh, but very soon also the portion of Red Sea will picking up, and so we are very enthusiastic to see what will happen there.
It's certainly the country to watch, isn't it? And Paolo, you're also expanding into Saudi, and you have a train product. I believe it's called Dream of the Deserts.
That's correct. Actually, after Italy, we had some country that was interested in having luxury trains, because, as you said, luxury train is not only like a business, but it can also be a very good advertisement for the country in the world, having the chance to connect different cities, different places, to create a new way of travel, and also like one more reason to go in the country, or maybe to extend or to integrate one experience. And so that's why we partner up with the Saudi Rail, that is the Saudi Railways, belonging to PIF, and we signed 1.5 years ago an agreement with them in order to bring a product very similar to Dolce Vita. Of course, a different style, but the same concept. And by 2026, the train will be hopefully running in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, going between Riyadh to Qasim and Hail. Hail is the closest point to Alula. It's only 300 kilometers from there, so it's the only way to get in Alula in a sustainable way without taking a plane, for example, from Riyadh or from other parts in Saudi. And I think that the product will be very interesting, especially because the railways in the next 20 years, they will grow everywhere. For example, here in the GCC, there is the GCC railway network that is the largest infrastructure where all the GCC country are working on. Of course, not necessary for passengers, but more for freight. But wherever there is a freight train, it can be also like a luxury train like ours. And so this will be interesting. Imagine to run cross-border experience between UAE and Saudi, between UAE and Oman. You said Salalah. I mean, imagine to go with a train from Dubai, going in the empty desert, in the empty quarter of the desert, and then get to Muscat. I mean, this is like for sure something that it can grow very much in GCC, but all around the world, because there is no better sustainable way to move like a train. This morning, also Duncan O'Rourke from Accor said on the sustainability that train is the next real generation sustainable kind of travel.
It's one of the fastest growing kind of trends, isn't it? Either accessing your destination by train or enjoying the train as part of the itinerary. And I know you're looking at expanding further into markets like Uzbekistan, etc. Have there been any barriers or challenges? What about finding partners to invest in rail?
I mean, barriers is like probably is one of the highest barrier business. That is something that when I started, I was very sad about it because a lot of work. Now I'm very happy about it because this is like prevents many other competitors to come in the market, and I hope to create the highest barrier every day. Yeah, actually, imagine that moving a train, creating a train is complicated. Imagine creating a train that runs in Saudi Arabia. You not only have to have the slots, the locomotion, the maintenance service with the Saudi rail, but for example, you also need to have certification for the train, the products with the TGA, that is an independent authority that sometimes is not there for the development of tourism. I mean, it's like for safety, security reason, you need to go through that process, and then you need to link everything with the market, with the DMC on ground. I mean, barriers in the railway industry are very high, and imagine, for example, when you go to Uzbekistan. In Uzbekistan, we signed last year the agreement. We are working to the project, and for example, in Uzbekistan, you have a different gauge on the track. So it's not only a question of adapt your rolling stock to go there, but you also do new projects in order to have like new rolling stock specified done for you in order to run in the country. So yeah, partners, of course, they are very happy to participate in the venture. As of today, until we can, we prefer to have our company to control all our assets and all our expansion. We have inside our cap table the Bulgari family and an American fund that is Oaktree. So until we can grow with our forces, we will keep doing so.
And Chiara, you're also looking to find partners and attract foreign investment. Why is now the right time for Italy to be looking at that?
Well, Italy has been for a long time, always a great attraction to client, to tourists. Only recently it has been a target to investors coming from foreign countries, so international capital coming to Italy. But the capital is coming to Italy is very often very speculative. Personally, I have nothing against, value-added speculative investors and private equity and so on. But our objective as part of the CDP group is sustaining and consolidating the system in the long term. So we are a long-term investor, we are a core plus investors, and we want to try to attract foreign investors to this kind of perimeter of investment with a long-term vision, with a risk return profile that's a little bit different from the speculative one. And also what we are looking at is impact into the territory. So if foreign investors would like to come into Italy and would like to join our effort to improve the tourist sector in Italy, we might be the right partner for them to join.
Fantastic. That's really interesting. And Pier, I know you're expanding further into the Middle East. What are the challenges that you're finding?
Traditional tourism is a very lovely sector, but unfortunately is not very well capitalized. Alpitour is a profitable company. Last year exceeded 2 billion in turnover, with an EBITDA of 7%, which represents an excellence in the sector. However, the competition to buy hotel is very, very complicated because many private equity funds are entering in this sector. Many international hotel chains, very, very strong, are operating in the sector. So for a company like us, it's very difficult to invest in hotels. So how can Alpitour be a partner, for example, of a new destination like could be Saudi? Very simple to reply. We could be the right partner to create new business. How we can do that? Firstly, using our own carrier, our airline, to create a point-to-point corridors. Secondly, managing an hotel, because we have experience in managing hotel, and we can also guarantee a rental to the investor. So the investor can be sure about the return of investment because we can guarantee after managing the hotel a rental. We can distribute the product through our retail network in Italy, in 2,500 travel agency. Also, our ability to promote and create interest about a destination. So I think that at the end of the day, we can create, we can manage, we can assure a return on capital to the investor. So I think this could be an amazing asset for everyone who wish to invest in the hotel.
The two sides of the business mix. Andrea, at present you're very much focused on Italy, but your plans are now to open up and to become a global player.
Yeah.
Why do you think the Middle East is such a potential market for you?
We are proud and excited to be a part of FHS World. As our main goal for coming years is to become a global player. Now we are market leader in Italy, and Italy is the country with the biggest number of independent hotels in the world. And now we are ready to enter in international markets. Recently, we've launched our activities in the UK, and we're setting up our company in the USA by 2025. And now we explore the opportunity of our presence in UAE. And we see UAE not as a perfect gateway, not only to this region, but also to Middle East, North Africa, India, and parts of Asia. And we are here also for this reason.
And you touched on AI very briefly earlier. This is a very tech-savvy market.
Yeah.
So your technology is at the forefront of innovation, and this is a market that can really buy into that. Is that correct?
Well, we invest from several years in application of artificial intelligence in hotel industry. Our main focus area in AI are revenue management, market intelligence, and bidding automation. For bidding automation, with our BMS, bid management system, manage in fully automation more than 60,000 bid per hour on search engine and meta search platform in 7 languages and over 200 countries. And some system, advanced system or technology like this, we can also integrate these solutions in ecosystems of international hotel chain. And this is another our goal in our strategic development. And the UAE also is a country with important focus and investment on AI. And for this reason, this place is a place for us to explore where we can explore the opportunity for our activities in research and development in AI.
Thank you, fantastic. I'm very conscious of time because one of our panelists has to shoot off. So just in summary then, can I come to perhaps Pier and Chiara for 15 seconds each? Why now? Why Italy is the focal point? Why invest now? And how can you help those who want to invest? Perhaps Chiara, you start.
Well, we know the market very well. We have been there for a very long time, probably much earlier than some other real estate investors. I'm talking about real estate. We want to support the Italian system, and we have the knowledge of the country. We know the rules, and trust me, rules are very tough in Italy. Yeah, there are a lot, and they are difficult to manage. And we are probably the right partner to partner with, sorry for the repetition, in order to bring value and money and preposition into Italy.
Fantastic. 10 seconds, Pier. Why now?
Well, Italy is an ancient country, but is young in terms of tourism. There is a lot to do. Chiara is correct. She told that are not necessary new room, but we need a system. So I think the upside we have especially in the industry, in the hotel industry, is a big upside. So for any investor, it could be a big opportunity to invest in Italy. And we are a country full of talent, you see here.
Great, thank you. Thank you. Could you all join me in thanking the panel, Andrea, Pier, Chiara, and Paolo? Thank you all.
Thank you.